Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I wanted to make this video on my lunch, but I didn't get one. So it is what it is. We're a little bit late. But yesterday, a fan had asked if Batista had been invited to Smackdown number 1000. I'm not 100% sure what episode of Smackdown it was. It might have been the 10th anniversary, but I just was thinking, you know, how cool it is that a Smackdown is going to have its 1000th episode coming up. And if you can remember back that 10th year anniversary of Smackdown DVD, that thing was jam-packed, full of awesome matches and moments. I'm hoping that, honestly, they make another one just like that. I think that was one of the first places you were able to get the full Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar Iron Man match that took place on SmackDown. But back to the thing at hand. I've been making videos about Batista for, you know, well over a year, thinking that Batista should be the main event guy to go into the WrestleMania Hall of Fame this year. I made videos about Batista coming back and having one more match. This is something that he's actually asking for, to come back and you know, be a part of WrestleMania, you know, one more time, to have his goodbye match. Maybe have that match be against the guy like Triple H, which would, you know, really make sense. Bringing up his goodbye after WrestleMania 30 would basically, you know, Triple H saying, you know, go ahead and quit because, you know, you're going to go off and try and promote your movie that no one's going to go see. And since then, Batista has, you know, been, you know, huge with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in a James Bond movie. This guy is borderline a huge megastar in the world of movies. You know, he's not quite The Rock, but he's, you know, he's getting there piece by piece, movie by movie. That resume is building itself up, and it's getting pretty strong. You know, Batista is somebody that I think WWE honestly really could use, and I'm not quite sure why he is not a part of the WWE family, why he's not somebody that they try and bring in as much as they can. We all read the you know, the headlines, whether they're, you know, real or whether if they're fake, about, you know, WWE wanting The Rock to come back and be a part of the Royal Rumble. Maybe The Rock can have a match at WrestleMania. Maybe The Rock can get one more good run. You know, definitely, I think The Rock loves wrestling. I don't want to knock him for that anymore. I don't think he's coming back trying to use the fans, trying to get people to go see his Fast and the Furious movie or this, that, and the other. I think The Rock, honestly, in his heart, knows what made him a star was wrestling, and that's what transitioned over to him being a movie star, is people wanting to see his movies. And, you know, they get bigger and bigger each and every year. But, you know, Rock is a guy that, honestly, if he's going to give something, he's going to want something in return. And I'm not saying that Batista doesn't want to get paid. I think that Batista's going to want a good check if he's a part of WrestleMania. But when it comes down to it, you know, you know, Batista's offering himself up, saying, I want to do this. You don't really see The Rock on Twitter basically saying, I want to be a part of WrestleMania. All of that stuff is taking, you know, taking place like in back rooms or on phone calls, you know, with somebody calling The Rock's agent and putting the deal together to make sure that he's there. You know, this is, you know, honestly an easy phone call that, you know, Triple H or Vince could make. Just say, hey, Batista, we want you at Smackdown number 1000. It's in Washington, D.C. It's your hometown. And Batista says, done, I'm there. And from there, they build something. They either using him as to be the main guy to go in the Hall of Fame, or, you know, give him that wish of having one more match at WrestleMania. To me, that's what makes the most sense, and I don't really understand why they're not doing it. So I hope to see Batista return. Batista's basically came out and said that he's not doing it because they're not asking him to do it, and he's getting to the point when I think he honestly really is feeling insulted that they're not even calling and maybe lowballing him or anything. It's just there's no offer for him to come. You know, all he probably really needs is a plane ticket and a hotel room, and he'd be there. I mean, it's not going to take a lot to get him there, and he wants to, and they just don't think they need him. To me, it doesn't make sense. I know that after, you know, his WrestleMania 30 run, he was kind of outspoken about Daniel Bryan being the champion, and it not really making sense, talking about how creative is run and how wrestling is PG, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. He likes wrestling on house shows because there's no real rules or script to follow. You just go out and have a match, and it is what it is. That's another thing. Batista wants to work house shows, and they still don't want to use them. I don't get it, guys. Batista should be in the WrestleMania Hall of Fame. Batista should be having a match at WrestleMania, and it looks like he's not going to even be a part of Smackdown number 1000. It doesn't make sense to me. If anybody out there can understand how it makes sense, let me know.